everyone, I filmed my eyebrow tutorial for you guys today. I was really excited to get this up for you guys, and I've been wanting to do it for a really long time. Like this entire month I've been trying to do it and just trying to film it for you guys, but I was able to do it today, and it was requested, so that's why I'm doing it. But I also am doing it because I went to recently this month, at the beginning of the month, I went to a Kelley Baker brow class, or master brow class. It was this event she had in LA at the beginning of the month, and it was, I believe it's her last event that she was having for the year, so I was super excited to go and to be able to go and have the opportunity to go. I'm really interested in just that whole industry, and interests me so much, and I just figured I would go to the event, especially if it was going to be the last one, and it was the only one that she had in LA for a while. So I went down there, and I really loved it. I'm so glad that I went because I just learned so much. I even we got goodie bags, and then I even won something in the raffle, so that was super exciting. But I'm gonna go ahead and go over the products that I purchased and the products that we got in our goodie bags, and just kind of share my tips that I learned from Kelley Baker, and also demonstrate how I do my brows and how I fill them in, how I maintain them, and all that stuff. So first off, what we got in the gift bag was, it's known as the Fab Four, and it comes with this little card here. And so what the Fab Four is, I really like, let me just go ahead and start off by saying that I really like that she has her products in kits. I mean, you can buy them in singles, like when you run out and stuff like that, but she does offer like these kits, and I just feel like they're super convenient and really easy to kind of get started and introduce you to the brand. And they're really just like, she's created them so that they would be anything and everything that you would need to fill in your brows and to get like that perfect brow. So she has the Fab Four, and then there's another one, it's like the three of them. I don't know what that one is called though. But we got the Fab Four, so it comes with the brow powder, which is here. And I got all the products that she gave us in brown. That was just the color she gave to everyone, but we were allowed to swap out. I didn't swap out though because I figured brown was a deep enough color for me. So this is the brow powder here. It's super cute. You can see the packaging. It has this cute little, her logo, the heart, or the bee. That was the first thing. And then we got the dual-ended brush. So this is the angled brush here, and then the spoolie over here. And then also came with, so these two products are supposed to go hand in hand. So this is the Kelley Baker Brow flat top brush. You can see it's just a flat top there, really thin too. And then this you're supposed to use with the Camo Light highlighter pencil, and I got in the color light. So this one she only has in two color selections, and that is light and medium. The medium is honestly a pretty good shade, especially for you if you have deeper tones. I know you might think, well, medium's not really gonna work for me, but she actually used it on someone that had that had a deep skin tone, and it looked great. It looks really nice. She was able to make it work, so she just proved to everyone that these two colors are the only things you would ever need in your kit if you're a makeup artist or if you're in any of those color ranges. But I do want to say that the little tip that I share with you guys later that she has, it is really nice, and it's just to start out by cleaning the brow underneath and kind of highlighting it and creating that stencil. But you don't want to use that on top of the brow, because you don't really want to highlight the top part of your brow. It'll just kind of make it look as if your brows are kind of, like she said, floating. And it's like, I see it a lot, and I'm sure we've all seen it, or we've all done it. I used to do it years ago when I started out doing my brows, and it was a really popular thing where you would put the concealer on top of the brow. And I mean, go ahead, and that's fine if that's what you prefer, if that's what you like. I think it looks good still, but I just don't do it on my own. I just prefer not to do it anymore. But she did make that point that it's best not to, just because you want to highlight the brow and lift your brow, and if you're putting it on top, it's not really going to create that effect for you. You can highlight or kind of clean up the top, but you want to use a concealer that's your skin color, so maybe use your foundation or go in with a concealer that's your exact like color match. And then there's two things, well, a set that I bought, and then a brow pencil that I bought, since I didn't get them in my gift bag, but I really wanted to try them, and we were able to get a discount while we were there at the event. So I bought the Kelley Baker Brow. This is the brow defining pencil. It's a really nice pencil. I got it in the color brown. Again, this comes in blonde, brown, and dark brown, and it has just the spoolie, and then you take the cap off and it has the product over here. I really like this one. And then I also bought this was like something I was super excited about because I knew that these were coming out, but I was hoping that we would be able to at least try them or see them at the event, and we were actually one of the first people to ever purchase them. These are the brow gels. So I bought all three because they were in a set, and well, you could buy them individually, but the set just made more sense because you can get all of them, and like I said, they were at a discounted price. So I got them in blonde, brown, and dark brown, and what I love about these is that they have a really small, fine applicator. So you can see how small that is. It's not your average brow gel brush. It's not like a mascara wand or anything. It really grabs onto your brow hairs and just it creates them, it makes like a more full look, and then it'll also keep your hair brow hairs in place. Really like this, was really excited and glad that we were one of the first people to be able to purchase this. I definitely would say this is one of the best brow gels that I've tried. If you have very sparse hairs, this is nice because it'll give you that illusion of a fuller brow. So I really like that. I use that mostly like for this inner part of my brow where I have like my scars. You'll see that later in the video. But that's pretty much all that I wanted to share with you guys before the tutorial. To start out, I'm going to go ahead and use my little spoolie brush. You always want to comb through your brows first. I did just groove my brows maybe like a week or so ago, so they're already starting to grow back. So I'm going to go ahead and tweeze some of the hairs that I see that are coming out a little bit. So in terms of like grooming my brows, now before I went to the event, I used to always just tweeze my brows and trim them with scissors. I still do those too. Like I said, I just tweezed them right now, just whatever little hairs that I saw kind of sticking out. And I don't really need to trim them necessarily just yet, but if I were to, you would just brush your hairs up and then you would just cut along with scissors along the top. If your hairs grow down, if some people have hairs that get really long but they come down like this naturally, then you would trim on the bottom. But for the most part, most people have their brow hairs going up, growing in this direction, so you would just brush them up and tweeze them, and not tweeze them, you would trim them that way. But like I said, I did just groom them. After the event, I learned how to wax my brows, so I did that maybe like a week or so ago. Feel a little more comfortable doing that now, so I know now that I can give myself a really good cleanup if I need to, but just in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and tweeze like I did. So after that, the first step in Kelley's, her little tip in the way that she fills in brows is, so she goes in with the product, which is this one here. It's the Camo Light Highlighter Pencil, and I have it in the color light. I'll swatch it here for you guys. It's really creamy. Has a really creamy consistency, very pigmented, super easy to blend. Normally you would be used to doing this after to clean up your brows, but actually Kelley Baker suggests doing this before. She says it's actually creating a stencil for you to follow, and it is really nice because you can kind of see, you set like a guideline and you see kind of where your brow starts, where it begins, or kind of see where you kind of create where it should, so you don't really come out of that line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll do it on this one here so you guys can see, but I do have my makeup so it might get a little messed up, but you would just draw a line like that, and then you go in with the flat top brush. I like to hold my skin tight when I do this, so typically I would get like my finger and do it this way, but it's a little hard for me to do that on camera. I just feel like it blends out a little bit easier for me to do on myself, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna try my best do it this way for you guys. Next, what I've been doing lately is I go in with the brow powder. I go in with the Kelley brow powder, and it is a very ash tone, as you can see, but I do really like that it's an ash tone because I know, especially for me, or those of us with really dark black hair, you don't really want to use necessarily something that's black on your eyebrows because then that's just going to make them a little too dramatic. And you don't necessarily want to use something too warm, and that is something that I've experienced and just kind of had to work with brow products over the years. Sometimes I feel like if they come off a little too warm, your brows aren't really going to match your hair. So this to be an ash tone, cool tone, it's not going to pop out as much. It's going to look a lot more natural. So again, I'm going in with my spoolie. This is, well, my dual end brush that has a spoolie and the angled side brush over here. I'm just going to tap into the product. You only need to tap in once. And then I'm going to just follow this. I start here mid-brow, so you can see. I start here mid-brow, and I'm just going to do small strokes like that. And then I will slowly bring it in up here. You can even turn the brush upside down like this and go up like that. The brow powder for me, it just kind of continues to create that shape, so I'm not necessarily filling in my whole brow with this. I'm just really focusing on creating the shape on the bottom and right here in this part here because I don't want it to look too intense. And I will dip again just for the tail of the brow, tap off excess, and just do the same thing there. I'm just going to connect from that middle part out to the tail, the end of my brow. And I do like to just swipe like that to extend it, and I feel like it creates that clean line. Brush it out. And so you can see already the difference in this brow and this one, how we have that bottom is a lot more defined. I am gonna go ahead now and go in with the brow pencil. I'm going to just start on the bottom and work my way in, but I'm just flicking the brush. So for me here, this is the inner corner here, and this inner part here, this is where I have like a scar, so I don't really have a ton. I have like a little bald spot here. So I'm just gonna try and create those hair-like strokes and then blend it out like that. Now for this part of my brow, I do like to kind of extend, because I feel like it's a little too, I do have a pretty good arch here, but I like to kind of bring it out. I do like to bring it out just a little further. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the brow pencil, and I start at the top here in the middle, very lightly, and I'm going to extend it out like that. I just like to round it out more so it's not too much of like a defined arch there. I'm gonna go in with the brow gel. Typically I would go in with the brown one, but I actually tried out the blonde tinted brow gel the other day, and I actually like the more because the color is very natural, and I don't really like the inner part of my brow to look too heavy. I like it to look full, but I prefer for it to be lighter and then darker towards the end. So I'm gonna go in with the blonde brow gel. And like I said, this applicator is super nice because it grabs onto the hairs because of how small it is, and you can really place it where you really want it to go. And I don't use the blonde all over the entire brow, I just use it here in this inner part, and then I'm gonna go in with the dark brown and I'm gonna use it for the end part of my brow. I just work my way out towards the end. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and then just fill in this one now, and I'm just gonna kind of speed through this a little bit since I already showed you how I do this one, but just so you guys can see the difference. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this one up for you guys. So that is pretty much all that I do for my brows. I do like to stay with like my natural shape, but I just like to, you know, clean them up, make them look more a little defined. Like I said, I like to round out this arch here for me just because it kind of points out a little bit too much, and I just prefer for it to be a little bit more rounded. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. Hopefully you guys learned something, and hopefully you guys will check out the Kelley Brow products. Like I said, I love them. They're my favorite now. So I will put everything in the description box, all the products listed and links and everything like that. And if you haven't already, check out my other videos. I did just do a Selena inspired makeup tutorial using the MAC and Selena collection, so I will go ahead and link that in the description box below or link it somewhere here. And yeah, go ahead and check that out, and I will see you guys in my next video.